Welcome back to Ask Allison. I am happy to answer this question. It's a good one. What are your thoughts on going into private practice right out of grad school? I know that I can do it, but I'm worried about friends and family members who think it's a bad decision for being a quote unquote unstable income. Juicy question. I have an unpopular opinion. So first, I want to thank TherapyNotes for sponsoring Ask Allison. They're the #1 rated electronic health record system available today. With live telephone support 7 days a week, it's clear why TherapyNotes is rated 4.9 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot and has a 5-star rating on Google. TherapyNotes makes billing, scheduling, note-taking, and telehealth incredibly easy. And for all you prescribers out there, they also have ePrescribe. If you're coming from another EHR, TherapyNotes makes the transition incredibly easy, importing your demographic data free of charge so that you can get going right away. Find out what more than 100,000 mental health professionals already know. Use promo code ABUNDANT at therapynotes.com for 2 free months. Okay. First, I want to acknowledge that your friends and family members are looking out for you with the best information that they have. A nice, stable job sounds like the next right step for a secure income. So I'm like giving them the benefit of the doubt that they really love you and they want you to be safe and secure. Here are 3 of very many routes you can take if you're really clear you're headed into private practice. For anyone listening, I want you to make sure that your license allows you to go into private practice right out of school before you invest any money or a whole bunch of energy and time into learning how to go into private practice. Do not base whether or not you can go into private practice right out of school on anyone else's graduate degree except yours. Go ahead and look at the licensing board. I know it's boring and doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but do that because in one state, LMSWs may not be allowed to, but LMHCAs can. So stick with your license in your state and don't look at anything else. Okay. So the first route is to go into private practice without their approval. That likely also means without any financial support. So make sure you've got some of your own savings to hold you over for a few months. If you're like most grad students, then you're used to living on not a lot of money. So it might be that just a handful of private practice clients makes you enough money to live on, but it doesn't happen overnight. If you do it without their approval, I want you to succeed in private practice even faster. I want you to prove them wrong so bad. And that's not to shove it in their face, but for them to be awed by your feat, because it's going to have an even bigger impact when you're full on folks who were like, this is just a terrible idea and you shouldn't do it. You're going to need guidance and a strong work ethic for this to happen quickly. So if you're in the abundance party and you're going at this aggressively, that means spending like 8 to 10 hours a week learning and implementing, with emphasis on the implementing. That is not 8 to 10 hours a week of watching videos and doing worksheets. That is probably half the amount of time, less than half the amount of time learning, and more of that time implementing. Your practice won't fill overnight, but it will get you full faster. Early on, you will wonder if you're making a mistake, if the naysayers were right. Almost all of us experience that, even if we have cheerleaders telling us that we're going to do a great job. So know that fear is really common. We're in that soup with you. Okay. The second route is a compromise, working a part-time clinical job while you build your practice. So working a full-time job and starting a practice is hard for any therapist, but it's especially hard for a new career therapist. A part-time job is often doable, though. That might provide some income, though probably not a ton, while also providing the freedom and the energy to get your practice off the ground. The third route is to educate them, to share the basic numbers. So the average salary for a job in your area, the number of hours expected, which is likely 8 to 5 with a lunch break Monday through Friday, plus on call, the commute time, the gas money. So we're going to use averages since I don't know where you live. In 2023, the average mental health worker in community mental health, this hurts, makes $39,345 per year. I'm going to round that up, that $39,345. I'm rounding that up to $40,000 for ease. I have no idea how to average on call. It could easily be 10 active hours a month, depending on where you work. And that's not sitting and waiting on call, that's active work. I am not going to add up the commute and the gas, but that'd contribute a good bit more than if you're working virtually from home or you choose an office for your private practice in an area near your home. So In a year before taxes, you'd be making $40,000 while working over 40 hours per week. So that's $3,333 per month. I'm going to model our hypothetical private practice owner after one of our new grad students. I would say that they're doing things in a way that's fairly average for our new grad students when they're setting things up. Let's say you don't get a single client in month one. Then you get two in month two, seeing you weekly at $150 per session. Month three, you get three more. And now you have 5 clients per week. So you're grossing $3,000 each month. And that's for 5 hours of work, or 5 hours of clients, I should say. Over the next 5 months, you fill your practice completely. You're seeing 25 clients at $150 a session. You take 6 weeks off, and you don't have to haggle with a supervisor about the timing of it. You just take your time off. Your gross income per month when you're full is $15,750. Your grad school buddies working at community mental health are making $3,333, and they are working twice as much as you are. So yes, you will have overhead expenses, and you will have supervision to pay for, and you will have health insurance to pay for, but you can manage, well, maybe not if you're under 26, but you can manage that out of $1,500 or $15,000, no problem. You can also share how much money that you'll save over the next few years in therapy bills, since you aren't working for a system that treats you like a number, a system that is often happy to wring every last drop of your energy and enthusiasm in order to meet its needs. So when you lay out the numbers and you share that, like, it's not hard to get full, like, it's not an uncommon thing to get full in private practice. Most people get full if they're using marketing best practices. The people who don't get full aren't using marketing best practices. We teach marketing best practices. You can learn it. It's not hard. So when you lay out your numbers, your family and friends will likely understand why you're making the choice you're making, even if it makes them nervous. Our free worksheet today is called Advice for Almost New Grads. It really applies to anyone starting out, but it's written specifically for y'all. You can find that in the link in my bio. I hope this helped you not just have like permission to respond in whatever way you need, if you need permission, but also to think about what is possible. Like, what is possible in a private practice and what is not possible in an agency. All right. And if you want support with building that practice, learning those marketing best practices, that's literally what we do all day in the Abundance Party. Come and join us. It's the fee is set such that a grad student can't afford it. All right. I'll see you later.